What's up guys, I hope you're having a great day. My name is Michael and in this video we're looking at Infinite Launchpad. Infinite Launchpad is another launchpad focuses on crypto gaming and NFTs. This one has been performing pretty well with all the previous IDOs that they have done so far, but also they've got a lot of different projects coming up. So they're keeping very busy. So we're gonna dive into it, see whether we want to participate in Infinite Launchpad or not. As you can see, it does look pretty cool. The overall look of the website is pretty tight, which is always important. It attracts people on the first overview. But what it says is grab your seats for the launch, get early access to handpicked DeFi projects backed by top-class communities. Exclusive sneak peeks into NFT artwork collections created by re-owned artists. We're gonna look at a couple of different aspects since there's a lot of different features to this launchpad. You can see here already the website. I do like the website. When you click on it, it directs you to a different page rather than just have everything. When you scroll down on one single page, you can go through a couple of different pages, and in this pretty detailed way they explain certain things. So they have NFT collections. You can collect and trade NFT artworks from re-owned artists and popular blockchain games. So they have NFT collections. There's staking and farming, where you can earn BNB, SHIB, Dodge, XRP, and many more popular cryptocurrencies by adding liquidity to the Infinite token. And there's a couple of different features to it. Let's look at the price of it first. Here's the price of Infinite Launch. So ILA, that's their token, right? It's sitting just below 14 cents right now. As you can see, it dropped down massively over the last 24 hours. But I believe it's going down a little bit more already. Yeah, here you can see it's dropped down a little bit more throughout the whole week. We look at the overall chart though, that's pretty shocking. When you look at the whole overall chart, it's dropped down massively, but it actually hasn't recovered after that anymore either. It is a very new launchpad, so as you can see, it opened up here roughly end of November. So here at end of November, begin in December. So obviously every single launchpad that comes up, it peaks up at the start. The IDO price wasn't here sitting at 54 cents. CoinMarketCap never shows the actual IDO price of it, but it did jump up quite a lot after towards the 70 cents though. It dropped down massively, right? Every single launchpad has this same trend to it, same kind of graph to it. Jumps up at the start, massive peak at the start, massive gains to be made at the start as well, and then it just drops down afterwards. What we see with good performing launchpads that have a good, they're backed by good projects, good IDOs, good results, they always have a big trend up afterwards again. But we haven't seen that with Infinite Launchpad yet because they're still so new. Right, we're mid-January, so they launched like 1.5 months ago. Not enough volume there yet, not enough people attracted to it yet, which is good because we're early. You can find a good entry point if you want to get in. It's tradable at KuCoin, it's tradable at PancakeSwap. I think the volume is mainly at KuCoin. Here you can see the price is, it's quite a big difference actually. It's 50% difference. Am I saying that correctly? No, hold up, sorry, my bad. 14 cents and 13.2 cents. So a little bit of difference there. But yeah, you see most of the volume is done on KuCoin. When we look at Launchpad itself, Infinite Launchpad itself, as I said, there's a lot of different features to it and they have a lot of different IDOs done. So here are the features. There's a multi-chain support. So they have, here you can see it drops down on Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain and Matic. Exposures to new listings on all these different blockchains. Selected projects, the listed project will be handpicked by their board of members to make sure the projects are real investing potentials. So they obviously want to avoid coming up with scam projects. They want to avoid with projects that just bounce up at the start, have a massive peak and fully die down, rug pools, etc. But I guess every single launchpad has that same thing to it. They do the same thing. And then fair and square, they understand that opportunities should be delivered fairly and efficiently. So we ensure everybody that has a chance to join accordingly based on their tier without gas war. Higher tiers will have a chance to buy first. So that means that they're not gonna get everybody like a first come first serve, everybody at the same time involved. The gas war is of course because they have the Ethereum chain. Most launchpads that we look at are on the Binance Smart Chain. There's a lot of new launchpads coming up on the Solana blockchain that we've covered. and that have a lot of new projects coming through. But of course, if you're on the Ethereum chain, there's a lot of gas wars coming to it. So do understand that sometimes if you have a project that launches on the Ethereum chain, and here this is Solana as well. If you have one that's on the Ethereum chain and you have like I don't know, 20, 30, 40, $50 allocation, let's say below $100 allocation, but you have to pay $200, $300 gas, you already need a 2 or 3x purely just to get the cost out, right? Which is not ideal, which is why I don't really like involving myself in Ethereum blockchain IDOs, unless the allocation is like, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500 or more, then sure, then it's fine. But that's usually not the case. All right, cool. So they have current 3 pools. They have Uranium, Diamond Hand pool, and the main IDO pool. And then that main IDO pool rules of eternity. The projects that they do have, I do really like the type of style projects here, the upcoming projects. You see the style to it. All the projects are, you know, good games that have high potential. All the whole gaming sector obviously has high potential, but they do pick proper projects. How I got to this Launchpad is actually because of Bullaverse, which is spelled incorrectly here. Wait, hold up. Yeah, here we go. I did a review on Bullaverse, right? They launched their beta version this week, so we know a lot of information about this project, and it is an awesome project, which is why I got to Infinite launch, because they are launching this project on the 7th of February, and this is definitely one I want to get in myself, because they have a lot of potential. But one of the NFTs, because they allow you to release a second NFT. So all the research done on this project has been done already. There's a video in my list of previous videos that you can watch where I cover everything about this. So let's not dive into this project itself, but at least we know that it is a good project. But we did see that there was a spelling mistake here where they should have put an E in, which it says somewhere here, it's wrong again. Here there's an E in there. All right, cool. Let's not jump into that for too long, but this one is coming up next month in 2.5 weeks from now. So there's a high potential. We don't know how much there's being released yet. There's no allocation for me, obviously, because I'm not in it yet. We want to know how much they're raising per project. Did they say that? Did they announce that? Total raise to be announced. Everything here, everything is to be announced, so we're not sure yet. They're backed by a lot of different projects. Infinite Gains, we know Infinite Gains. We know Kangaroo Capital, Good Games Guild, of course. Everybody likes Good Games Guild, which is a good project. And Dutch represents Dutch crypto investors. They're everywhere, these guys. As featured on a bunch of different things. So we want to know a little bit more about the upcoming projects, right? Join IDO. Let's see if there's more projects. Here we go. This is the whole list of everything. So this is the upcoming projects. These are the ones that are currently running. Here you can see that total raised is 70,000. That's not that much. Total raised 10,000. So this is for the diamond hand and then the main IDO. We want to know what the diamond hand involves exactly. And then total raise 145,000. Not that much. But I guess maybe because it's a Solana chain and not the Binance Smart Chain, there's always a little bit of a smaller pool, smaller budget for those projects. Maybe because the projects on that Solana chain aren't that massive yet. Although SoulRaiser is another launchpad on Solana, they do have massive budgets for their projects. Cool. So let's see the funded project. We want to see the ones that have been done before we get into the ones that are now. So let's see. Here we can see that Infinite launched, of course, its own IDO. Current price, total raise, participants. Let's see the public sale of Infinite launch itself. So we can see one ILA is around 1.5 cents. So 1.5 cents is when it started at. It is still sitting at a 10x roughly right now, 9x right now. So that's decent, good results there. Of course, on its own personal IDO, which you would have expected. All launchpads are doing really well. All launchpads are performing very well. Seed sale was only 0.5 cents, so you would have a 3x from the public sale launch already, and you would have a 30x right now if you were participating in the seed sale. And then the private was 1 cent, so you would have a 50% gain, on the public price, and you would have a 15x right now. Then here we can see the results of the launches that they've actually done, right? There's an airdrop campaign as well, which is cool. Wasted Lands was one of them. Battle of Guardians, I like that one. And then Realm of Eternity, which I think is coming up, is right now, right? But that's current, yeah. So cool. Battle of Guardians, that one has just been a couple of days back, 3 days ago. So let's see. Let's go for the Wasted Lands main IDO. Here we can see. Let's see if that one is out already. Wasted Lands. If that one has launched yet. Wasted. Oh, not that. We want to know the results from the previous ones, of course. That's what we gauge on. Gauge the overall performance of the Launchpad on. So this one hasn't been out yet, which is a waste. So we can see when this is actually happening. My allocation was $10. That's awesome. If I didn't even participate in it, I still got $10. Maybe you just get that $10 if you want to. But game model overall looks awesome, right? The overall look of this game looks pretty solid. We want to know though when this is happening, because we can't see here. Token swap December 21st. So that's weird. It hasn't actually launched yet, even though that the pool has been done ages ago. Not a whole lot of information available here. It doesn't look very clear, but the Wasted Lands to be announced. All right, cool. Hold up. So ended to be announced, but it is a little bit below. So this was ages ago. They just haven't done the actual launch yet. Then we will look into Battle of Guardians, right? Battle of Guardians is probably a better indicator of the current statistics of this project. So this is sitting at 0.2 cents. It's gone down massively today, minus 20% potential entry point. But what is the reason it dropped down this much, right? That's kind of what we want to know. Over the whole week, it's gone down quite a lot. So here it dropped, it went up to just above the 60-cent mark. It's gone to 6 cents mark, and now it's back 50% down. And the price that they were raising was what, or what was the price that you were getting it for? 3 cents. So it's actually almost back at the IDO price. There's like a 66% gain in there right now from the IDO price, which is not very promising. That's not ideal. Probably you would have been able to swap it at the start. You got your first type of allocation at the start, and you were able to sell that again, which is fine at 100% gain, right? Because it did go to around 60, so you would have the possibility for your first vesting to sell it at 100% gain. But if it is back now at the IDO price now already, which is pretty quick, then that's not ideal, of course. I don't know what this is. This is how much you would be able to claim. All right, so we haven't claimed it. This is pretty awesome. This is the vesting. All right, cool. So you get 20%. Next claim was on January the 14th. So that was on the IDO date. You got your first claim. You got 20%, and then you will get 20% every single month after that, which makes sense. And it'll end. The last one will be in June. So that's January, February, March, April, May, and June, which makes sense. So this is cool. I like this little feature to the website. A good overview of when you need to claim your next vesting, right? Which is always important, so we don't forget about it. If only we had a software that keeps track of all that, right? Hint, hint, hint. If you want to know a little bit more about that, make sure that you join the Discord. We've got a couple of awesome features coming up very soon with the software that we're developing, tracking everything for you. But all right, cool. Battle of Guardians, not that impressive with the results that have been so far. So a 50% gain, 100% gain was you'll be able to get at the peak, and right now almost back at the IDO price already. It's fine if it goes back to the IDO price, but it's not fine if it means that it happens already in a couple of days after that, because it only launched 3 days ago, right? And then this is Realms of Eternity, but that one is not launching until February, so we don't have that much information available yet. It hasn't been filled yet, so it still needs 50% more to get total to be filled completely. And here you can see that you get a vesting from February the 10th. And then, all right, cool, next one. I don't know what this means, whether it's a daily linear vesting or you get claims now and then again on the 12th of March. We'll have to see and find out what exactly is meant by that. So far things are a little bit unclear with how what went where. And the results actually aren't as great as we expected. Yes, the Infinite launch itself, the IDO, did very, very well. But this one hasn't actually run yet. It's probably postponed because the IDO itself was in December, 21st of December. And it hasn't actually launched yet. We're almost 4 weeks further ahead already. So this one must have been postponed. And then we have the Battle of Guardians, which is a good project. And you were able to get 100% gain on it on the first vesting, but now it is already close towards the original IDO price, and this one is coming up. So current price is sitting at $2. I don't know where that information comes from. Is that it actually hasn't launched yet? But we can have a look. Realms of, what was the name? Yeah, it's not even on CoinMarketCap yet. Realms of Eternity. Ref is it called? So maybe they can find ref, but otherwise it means that there's not that much information on the previous on the projects that I've done. No, nothing here. So that is useless, right? This one still needs to come up. Current price, I don't know what it means with $2, but there's no current price if it actually hasn't launched it. But one ref, so that'll probably be the IDO price. They're starting at $2, right? So what we want to know next is, of course, the upcoming projects. Is there a lot of potential here for the upcoming projects? Since we can't, I thought that we could have. I was told that we could have, but I didn't do my research yet. So that's how you can. This is how you can tell, but you have to do your own research. Somebody told me I should really look into this because it has done very well so far. And yes, the launch did well, the original launch, but other than that, not that much information. So make sure you always do your own research before you put your money into anything you want to, or any story that you've heard from somebody. Make sure you do your research first. So cool. Rules of Eternity is the one that we just saw before. Aranium is coming up, and these are all coming up. Before we get into these, so we don't get too confused, I want to know the tier systems. Why? Is because they keep saying diamond hand pool and main IDO pool, but what the hell does all that mean, right? So let's see if we can find that information somewhere before we continue. I did open up the tokenomics already, but I don't believe it's in there anywhere. So we want to go to the facts, and we want to see, here we go, tier system. All right. So every tier now gets the APR staking bonus when staking more ILA into the staking pool. This is good. This is supported. Why? Because we want to get a APR rate or APR benefit from it, right? So bronze tier. So we have the bronze tier required to lock 4,000 tokens. So I'm quickly gonna grab my Excel sheet, as you all know, which is where we do a little bit of calculation. 4,000 tokens at a price of 3 cents is very, 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 very cheap. So that's good, of course. Let's leave this one out. This was of a previous project. So we have a current price of, what? 0.0. Let's see. No, this is not going away. My bad, guys. How many more days? 7 more days, and we get the newest, I keep saying it in every single video, newest best performing MacBook ever made, which should be very, very quick. So after that, everything is gonna go a lot more smoothly. Cool. So 3.2 cents is the price. Then we look at 4,000 tokens, right? All right, cool. So for the small one, we've got 4,000 tokens, which is gonna cost us literally nothing. Silver tier, 15,000, 50,000, 250,000. Fair, 15,000, 50,000, 250,000. Did we say that correctly? So 1 0 extra. There we go. All right, cool. So now we know 1550, 250, and that's all. Now we know the price of it. Cool. Here you get the maximum allocation per individual of $20, which is still decent, I guess, because this is going to cost us literally nothing. We'll get to how much that is in a second. Staking APR bonus is 15%. Then after this, you get a maximum allocation of 50, 150, 500. This is worth it. You get a lot bit more benefits as well. So this is the same staking. From the gold, you get also access to exclusive pools. Maybe that's the diamond hand pool. We don't know yet. And then after that, with the biggest one, you get staking APR. Oh, you get the APR increases. APR here 50%, APR 100%, and here APR 200%. Well, this is definitely worth staking. 200% is massive. How long do we need to stake it for, though? That'll be another question, which we'll probably get into here. It's too long, it's not attractive, but it's not that long, then definitely that's a massive bonus, right? Access to exclusive pools and exclusive tokens and NFT airdrops, which I do really like. There's a couple of launchpads that are doing this these days. You get free tokens, free NFT airdrops, and a private whales group. There we go. Maybe you get a little bit of inside information. How much is this actually going to cost us? We'll want to know, which is this times this is $128. So that's literally nothing. Let's put this in between of brackets, in between the dollars. right? And then we can order fill this. So very, very cheap then. So this changes everything. Everybody that watched the video up until now knows that this changes everything. We did just say that, all right, cool, maybe a little bit weird, the information isn't there and the results aren't that great, but you're able to get in the highest tier, you're able to get 200% 200% APR, you get exclusive tokens and NFT drops, and private wheels group. So this is definitely a game changer as the whole Launchpad, right? So let's continue. That gives a little bit of hope on this actual Launchpad itself. So let's see if we can find out how long the staking is for. We still don't know what the diamond hand thing is. Maybe that's the wheels group, or maybe that's the exclusive investment group that it's just said, but they should have the same name. So I think that should be something different. There's a 3% transaction fee when participating in any pool. All staking pools on Infinite Launch aim to provide long-term benefit for ILA holders. We highly recommend you did your own research before joining, which we just said. You can upgrade your tier by locking you can lock it here. Let's see what happens. And then what else did it say? Join the IDO and receive more bonuses APR while staking, and locking ILA acquired tiers will not offer APR like staking. What? It gives investors allocations. Based on your tiers, you will be eligible to receive different bonus APRs in staking pools. Alright, cool. So here, grab your seat. So this is just a simple website, right? Whereas then the staking isn't here. So it directed us to this website, but there was no staking point here. So maybe we can find the staking in one, or probably here at Earn, Stake. Farm and pools. So you have the pool, 90-day pool, 45-day pool, and a flexible pool. APRs 30, 60, 90, and there's a certain amount. And then you have the farms as well. All right, cool. So you have to stake it. All right, this is pretty high. All right, cool. So you can get, but this has nothing to do with the actual Launchpads, right? So what does that mean? Locking ILA to acquire tiers will not offer APR like staking. It gives investors allocation. Based on your tiers, you'll be eligible to receive different bonuses. All right, so you stake it, probably in here. I'm going to assume this is a little bit, yeah, okay, here. Get higher APR by leveling up your tier. Cool. We got to dig deep a little bit to understand what's happening, but this makes sense, right? So you stake it for a certain level of APR, right, depending on what day, and then when you stake it for your different tier system, you want to get allocation, you get a higher level of APR. So do we get this on top of this? Does it become, if we go for the highest tier, do we get 290? I'm not too sure, right? We'll have to probably find out here. Staking, okay. Start staking, your tier APY would be then 90, and stake balance we don't have. Top up NFT, increase APR by 0.1% to 0.2% based on the NFT levels, so you can get NFTs as well. APR increased by number of NFTs staked. All right. So there's a couple of layers as to the staking system here. A little bit too difficult in my opinion. You might want to just make it easy, because now we still don't know whether you get 290 or less if we would stake it for the longest duration with the highest tier level, right? But there's an NFT as well, so we'll get into the NFT in a second. So upcoming IDOs and guaranteed allocation, which is important to know. Here we can see, all right, cool. So this is going to be the upcoming each NFT. So where are the NFTs at? Let's look at the NFTs for a second in a minute. Investors can hold NFTs or lock ILA for guaranteed allocation. Each NFT will guarantee $5 allocation, unlimited of NFTs. And then this is how much you get, 20, 50, 150, and platinum is 500, which is pretty high. 3 upcoming IDOs are Farmers World, which we've just looked at, which hasn't actually launched yet, the Wasted Land, and Champ Force. To get a guaranteed allocation, at present you can just hold NFTs or tiers. Awesome. Makes sense. This is all information about the project. We don't need that for now. What we want is information about the tokenomics, of course, but also the NFT. I still haven't seen anything on their NFT. So maybe the marketplace. You really have to dig deep to understand all of this, because it's not, not that simply just explained. These are the NFTs. Here we go. So we want to get one of the NFTs. We get either a higher allocation or we get a APR. 0.1 APR, 0.2 APR is not really worth anything, but you would still get a little bit extra. Does it say percentage wise, or does it just say add extra? it says increase APR by 0.1%. So probably means that if you would have a 100% APR, it increases by 0.1%. If you have a 200% APR, it increases by 0.2%. It's like a, no, it probably doesn't. It probably actually just means 0.1 up to 0.2 based on your NFT levels, which is nothing, right? That's not even worth the trouble, but it does give you a $5 allocation if you want to get in. What are the costs of these NFTs? 0.29 BNB. BNB sitting at around $400 to $450 right now. So that's doable, I guess, right? $100, $80 to $100 for an NFT is not that much. If you can spend $80 to $100 on an NFT, get $5 allocation, sure, why not? And we can get more NFTs, right? We can have more NFTs, we can hold more of them, which will help. There's a rarity as well, so there's a legendary. Does the legendary one give us extra perks, benefits, allocations, or not? I do like the art of this. It does look cool, so that's a bonus, I guess. But let's see. Bony Bastard is a collection of 8,888 unique skeletons NFT. First digital collectibles launched on Infinite Launch. Each Bony Bastard will represent one lucky draw ticket to join the IDO of top-notch project listed on Infinite Launch. Offer higher APR staking, receive future NFTs, and more. NFTs will be sold on first come first served basis at a cost of 0.1 BNB, up to 10 max. Alright, cool. So they were 0.1 BNB and now it is 1.8. So the price has gone up. Were there any sales so far? No, it has been listed 2 hours ago only. But after that, it hasn't. We don't know whether there's been sales made or not. Probably this guy just minted it. 510 views. So there is animo to it. There is attraction to it. People are looking at it. Cool. So now we know the NFTs. We know the tiers a little bit. So there's a couple of different tier systems. So now we can look at the projects again. But we still don't know anything about the diamond pool, right? So is there any information here about the diamond pool that we just talked about, which is kind of something that we want to know, but it doesn't look like it. Product fact would be something totally different. Yeah. So no information about the actual mentioning of something that seems to be pretty important. Why? Is because they keep coming back with it, right? As you can see when we go to the original page, or we just go to the IDO section, here they constantly have diamond pool and IDO pool. But all right, cool. Long story short, we want to look at the upcoming projects. This one is currently right now. IDO starts on the 14th, which has been 3 days ago. Let's just go for the main one for now. Main IDO pool, 145 raised. I really wonder why I get a $10 allocation, even if I didn't participate in it. But all right, cool. After that, game infrastructure. So this game, we're not too familiar with this game, but it is built on the Solana blockchain, and it has a global matching engine, tournament platform for esports. Aranium is built for the ground up to reward both the players for the engagement in the games they play, as well as the developers for the games they labor on. All right, that makes total sense. Features and ecosystem, PvP multiplayer engine. NFT metagame platform for game developers and influencers, so it combines people that want to develop games and develops areas for people to actually play it on, which kind of makes sense, right? Pool details. So one ARN is 37.5 cents. So these projects have a very high starting amount, which probably means that they have a little bit of a lower supply of tokens. But when is the actual launch? This has to be announced, which probably to be announced because they haven't actually launched yet. So they have probably postponed it and don't know when the actual launch is. Why? Because otherwise they definitely would have let you know by now already when the actual launch is. All right, cool. A lot of useless information here, if I'm honest, so things that we can't do too much with. So this one doesn't give us any information either. So all we can base our information on is the upcoming projects. Are these upcoming projects worth it? Yes or no? I really like the look of this. Bulliverse is definitely awesome. For me, I would just get in just for the sake of this project. But that being said, we have to stake it for 30, 60 or 90 days. I'm definitely not gonna put my money in for 90 or 60 days. I could potentially do it for 30 days. I would get in now because the price of the project is now low anyway, right? So I'll stake my money for now. I would probably get in, depending on the allocation, I would want to get a $200 allocation. For me, it kind of does make sense. Get a $200 allocation. No, I probably would get into this one. Why? Is because the reward versus investment ratio makes a lot more sense. This tier is going to cost us $1,600. We get a $150 allocation, right? And this tier is going to cost us $8,000. We get a $200 allocation, only $50 more. So I will get in this and just stake 50,000 coins at this price. It's gone down massively, so the price is very low. There's a high potential that the price will rise up a little bit, but we'll have to find out whether that's going to be true or not. And then on the 7th of February, this one is going to launch. The good thing is that there's a lot more launching coming up. A lot more things are coming up. So what does that mean? It means there's a lot more attraction towards this project, towards this Launchpad. People will get in this Launchpad purely based for these projects. As I said, I got this Launchpad by just one single project. The same will happen with people just wanting to get involved in the Launchpad. So looking at it that way, yes, I would invest now, and I'm going to assume that the price of this Launchpad will go up over the next 30 days. So I would get in 30 days, do a couple of IDOs, participate in them, see whether the results are there or not, and if there's an upward trend. If there is, continue. If there isn't, get out again after 30 days and just use the Launchpad for these couple of projects in between. Got my allocation for the projects I want to, and I get the hell out again. But again, we'll have to see over the next couple of weeks whether there's going to be a continuous upward trend, yes or no. Then we have Artemis Vision. So this one is going to be on, the IDO is going to be on the Binance Smart Chain, and it's going to be distributed on Ethereum. What does that mean? Does that mean we need to pay gas fee, yes or no? So the description: Artemis Vision is a revolutionary and NFT-based social platform where the creators of digital artwork gain followers and fans from nook and corner of the world, creating one of the most connected NFT social media platforms in the world. Powerful social media platform, NFT ecosystem, VR 360 concerts, which is pretty cool, right? Which is probably happening in the Metaverse, which is awesome, which makes sense. But we just want to know a little bit more about the overall tokenomics. So there's going to be 80 cents, as we said. The prices are pretty high. Pool timeline, upcoming swap. You should be able to swap in 4 days. After it's filled, it's going to be claimable and it'll end. Claim obviously can't happen yet, so we can have a quick look at the website to see what this project is all about. But I'm not going to get into more of these projects. Why not? It's just not that good of an indicator. Sure, it indicates a little bit about the potential of upcoming projects, but if we don't know how the previous projects have been, this is all just pure speculation, right? And speculation is not really something to build on too much. So tokenomics, stake ARV and earn reward. So you can stake it. There's a diamond hand staking full term APY of 50%. Early withdrawal APY is 20%. So even early you get 20, and early withdrawal is 120 days. Full maturity 180. All right, cool. 60 days full maturity is all right. So the staking is not worth that much. Moonman APY 200% is definitely a lot, but who the hell is gonna stake it for more than 2 years? So that's not worth it at all. These aren't tokenomics. These are tokenomics. All right, cool. Total distribution 10 million tokens. 8% seed round, which is okay. Seed stage 2, 7, so that's 15 total for the seed round. 6% public IDO. Market making 5, marketing 12. Artist incentives 12. This is pretty awesome. They're actually incentivizing the artists quite a lot. Exchange listing 10%, private reserve 12, team 12, key opinion leaders, advisors, community. This is all basic, all makes sense. There we have Dutch crypto investors back again. Infinite Launchpad, of course, as well. So cool. This is an okay project. I guess we're gonna have to see how this one fully performs. There's a lot more projects like this coming out lately because there's demand for these type of projects. Since social media is so high, we're gonna get crypto gaming. Of course, normal gamers are gonna adapt towards crypto gaming. Normal social media is gonna adapt towards the crypto scene eventually as well. There's another one, Verve TV. I made a video on that not too long ago. But cool. So this is Artemis. and we've already reviewed Bolivar before, so we already know that this is a very good, promising project. So the last only thing that we can really look at is the tokenomics of this project itself to see, what the feel is about the potential of the token from Infinite Launch as well. If you would go for the highest tier, you invest 8K and the project itself is dropping by another 50%, so you lose 4K in the initial investment. Well, you're gonna have to make up for that 4K loss on the initial investment with the IDOs. Might be difficult, right? Might not be worth it. So we do need to know whether this project has potential or not. So cool. Token name ILA, total supply 1 billion, circulating supply when listed 36.5 million, which is not that much, which is good, right? Meaning that circulating supply is low, which means that it's easier for the token to rise a little bit. Depends on how fast they unlock more and more tokens going into supply. Listing price, as we said, 1.5 cents, and initial market cap 550,000. The uses of funds, here we see the how they're going to use all the funds raised. Total funds raised was 2.2 million. Product development and marketing gets 800,000. Liquidity for and exchanges gets 600. Ecosystem growth 600, and operations 200. Here we see how they spread out the actual tokens. I would have wanted to see like a normal spreadsheet of how the tokenomics are usually shown, but cool. Seed sale gets 12%, private sale gets 14.5%, public sale gets 1%. This is pretty low. Liquidity 4, team 5. So we do seed sale, private sale, total 26.5. We do the team, that is 31.5%, and then here we have the advisors 5%, which is 36.5% goes to the early investors in the team. That's average, right? Anything above the 40 to 45% is a little bit on the higher side. Anything below 30 is means that they don't have that many tokens, means there's some more available for other things, but this is pretty average. So pretty healthy there. Staking in NFTs incentives 25%, that's a lot. So that is awesome. That means that they do reward the investors a lot with staking, which is why they have such a high APR and NFT incentives. So that's the extra APR, I guess. Marketing 16.5, which is good. That means that they do have an aggressive marketing. I'm gonna assume it because the budget is there, and development 17, which is very, very healthy as well. So this is a pretty good breakdown of the tokenomics, and the seed sale, here we see the 10% on TGE, then monthly unlock, 10% TGE monthly unlock in 4 months. So they get a little bit more, they get it in spread in 6. Public sale gets 100% of TGE. So these guys already have all their tokens, they're already in circulating supply. These have got some tokens in circulating supply, more and more coming every single month. It would be good if you want to get in to find out the exact date. Why is and that probably means if we just find out when they actually launched, which we know here, the public sale 25th, right? So on the 25th they launched, meaning that these will get their tokens on the 25th. So that's in a couple of days, in a week from now. If there's no projects coming in between now and then, I would wait, because when these tokens get released, more tokens come in supply, most of them sell, price drops, and that's a good entry point. Because if you buy just before more tokens come in circulating supply, that means that the token is probably going to drop after that, right? So usually that's a good entry point. If there's a project between now and then that you really want to participate in, sure, just get in. If not, I would wait. So I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably going to wait and then get in. After that, see where the price is at that time, at that moment. 6 months fully locked, so the team don't get them yet. And this one, same 1 month locked, so this one is going to get it, because 5%. Oh, wait, hold up. This is for staking incentive, so that's different. So that makes total sense. All right. Honestly, I think that's all the information that we have on this project. We can't really go into much depth on the results of the project that have been, because there aren't really that many. So what we're going to have to do is just base our opinion on the upcoming projects and see whether we really want to get in these projects, yes or no. And if we do get in at a cheap, low rate, trying to get a cheap entry point, it is pretty easy to get a high allocation in this project, which is definitely positive. So that's a good thing. That's something that we can take on when investing in Launchpads. The ratio of investment versus allocation is pretty healthy here. It's pretty good. Other than that, not that much information available. So that's all we have for now. Please let me know in the comments below what you think of this launchpad. And of course, I'm always looking for more opportunities. So if you have any launchpads that you think I should look at, that you think I should review, please let me know in the comments below and I will have a look at it. Other than that, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.